If you want success in life, you must force yourself to improve day after day. If you want things to change, you have to change. And if you want things to get better, you have to get better. That idea changed my life. It wasn't dramatic. It wasn't flashy. It was quiet, but it was powerful. Because for the first time, I realized something: no one was coming to rescue me. No magic, no lucky break. Just me. And the decision to get better. Now, improvement. It isn't automatic. You don't drift into greatness. You don't wake up with a new mindset. And you certainly don't build discipline by accident. You build it by force. You push yourself. You stretch beyond comfort. You keep showing up. Even when it's hard. Especially when it's hard. And here's the truth: if you don't force yourself to improve, life will force you to regret. That's a trade-off I'm not willing to make. And I don't want you to make it either. Day by day, bit by bit, discipline by discipline. That's how you grow into the kind of person that attracts success, not chases it. That's how you earn self-respect. That's how you win the inner war. You see, success is not something you pursue. It's something you attract by the person you become. So the question is, are you becoming the kind of person who deserves success? Not just once. Not just when it's easy. But every day, even when no one's watching. Because that's what this message is about. Not wishful thinking. Not hoping for a better year. But forcing yourself to improve day after day until success has no choice but to follow. So let's walk this road together. Not fast, but forward. Every single day. You cannot change your destination overnight, but you can change your direction overnight. And that, my friend, is where it all begins. Direction. Not speed. Not perfection. Not applause. Just a quiet, steady shift from where you are to where you know you could be. Now let me ask you something. Have you decided to grow? I mean, truly decided. Not just hope for it, not wished things would improve, but have you made the decision that you will no longer stay the same? Because improvement, real, lasting improvement doesn't happen by accident. It happens by choice, intentional choice. A long time ago, I learned that the only way to change your life is to first change your mind. To draw a line in the sand and say, enough. Enough excuses. Enough delays. Enough being average when you were designed for something more. That's when the climb begins. Not when you get a new book. Not when you find the right strategy. But when you look yourself in the mirror and say, I've had it. No more waiting. It's time to grow. But because here's the truth, that if you don't decide who you want to become, life will make the decision for you. And chances are, it won't be a good one. Let me tell you what I discovered when I was broke, frustrated, and behind on my promises to myself. I realized the worst thing in life isn't being broke. The worst thing is becoming comfortable with it. Accepting it. Settling for it. And you know how that happens? By putting off the decision. Day after day, month after month, until one day, you look around and realize you're not stuck. You just never decided to move. You can't hire someone to do your push-ups for you. No one can decide for you. Not your parents. Not your mentor. Not even your circumstances. That's the beauty of life. The power to change is in your hands. Not someone else's. Not the government. Not your boss. It's you. It's always been you. But you've got to make the decision to wake up earlier, to push yourself harder, to be a little better today than you were yesterday. It's not the big leap that changes your life. It's the first small step, the decision to no longer be okay with. Okay. Improvement begins in the heart, but it lives in your habits. And the first habit is deciding daily that growth is your duty, not just your desire. Because desire without decision is just a daydream. So today, make the shift. Not tomorrow. Not next Monday. Not when it's convenient. Now, right here, in this moment, draw the line. Say to yourself, I will not end this year the same way I started it. I will become stronger, wiser, more disciplined, even if no one claps for me. Even if no one sees it but me. That starts. One decision. One new direction. And one quiet promise you make to yourself. And keep. Most people don't plan their life. That's why it's so easy for life to plan it for them. I want you to pause for a moment. Take a deep breath and ask yourself the kind of question most people never dare to ask. What do I want my life to look like 30 years from now? That's right. Not next week. Not next month. 30 years from today. Because you see, clarity of vision is power. And most people are so busy surviving, they forget to design. They forget that life isn't something that just happens to you. It's something you build, like a house, brick by brick, choice by choice. So let's get serious about your future. Don't drift into the next decade. Don't wander into your later years. Build them with goals, with vision, with intention. You might say, 30 years is a long time. I don't even know what's going to happen next year. And I get it. Life is uncertain. The winds will blow. The seasons will change. But let me tell you what I've learned. It's better to have a plan and adjust than to have no plan and regret. If you don't design your own life plan, chances are you'll fall into someone else's. And guess what they've got planned for you? Not much. So start imagining. Start crafting. Start designing. Ask yourself, what kind of person do I want to be in 30 years? What kind of relationships do I want to have? What legacy do I want to leave? What would make me proud at the end of this journey? Because here's what's powerful. When your vision stretches far enough, the present starts to make sense. The pain becomes purposeful. The work becomes meaningful. The sacrifice becomes strategic. You begin to realize this isn't just about today. This is about who you're becoming. Now, don't get overwhelmed. You don't need to know every detail, but you do need a direction. Goals. There's no telling what a person can do when they have goals. There's no telling what you can do when you believe in them. And there's no telling what will happen when you act upon them. So I want you to take out a piece of paper. Not next week, now. And write down your life like you're writing the blueprint of your future home. What will you build? Will you be a person of character? Will you be wealthy? Not just in money, but in wisdom, love, and contribution. Will you lead your family? Will you be healthy, strong, and full of purpose? Will you write, speak, teach, build? Because the question isn't, can you do it? The question is, will you plan for it? If you don't see it now, you'll never build it later. Set a goal so clear that it pulls you out of bed when motivation is gone. A goal so inspiring it pushes you to become someone better. And let me say this, don't just set safe goals. Set goals that scare you a little. Stretch yourself. Aim for something so meaningful that it demands your growth. That's the power of long-term vision. It gives meaning to the minutes. It turns average days into important steps. And it forces you to become a person worthy of the life you've imagined. Goals are like a magnet. They pull you toward them. And as you move toward them, you grow, you develop, you become. Don't just chase money. Chase mastery. Chase purpose. Chase becoming a person you'd be proud of. So take that next hour, turn off the noise, and sketch your life out, not in vague ideas, but in specific, powerful, clear intentions. Because you'll never arrive at a destination you didn't plan for. And the good news, you can start today. Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. Let me give you something simple, but don't mistake it for something easy. It's this: what you do every day matters far more than what you do once in a while. The little things, the small disciplines, the small decisions, the tiny, seemingly insignificant actions. They don't look like much at first, but they stack, they build, they multiply, and over time, they change your life. See, the problem is, most people are waiting for a breakthrough, waiting for a miracle, waiting for motivation to strike like lightning. But let me tell you something important. You don't need lightning. You need a match. Something small, something daily, something consistent. Because consistency beats intensity every time. If you only work hard once in a while, you'll only succeed once in a while. But if you show up day after day with intention and discipline, that's when things begin to move. Success is neither magical nor mysterious. Success is the natural consequence of consistently applying the basic fundamentals. Let me give you an example. You decide to read 10 pages of a good book every day. That's it. 10 pages. That's not hard. That's not impossible. But do it for a year and you've read 3, 6, and 50 pages. That's the equivalent of 15 or 20 life-changing books. Do you think you'll be the same person after that? Of course not. Or imagine this, taking a 30-minute walk daily. That's not a gym membership. It's not a 2-hour sweat session. But over a year, that's 180 hours of movement. Better health, better clarity, better energy. That's what small efforts do. But here's the thing, they're just as easy not to do. It's easy not to read, easy not to walk, easy not to save a little money, easy not to practice gratitude. And that's the trap, because what's easy to do is also easy to ignore. And what you ignore today becomes regret tomorrow. So you've got to develop the discipline to do the simple things, even when they don't look like they matter. Because over time, they matter more than anything. It's like planting a seed. You don't see the fruit tomorrow. You don't even see the sprout the next day. But if you water it, if you tend to it, if you protect it, eventually it grows. And when it does, it multiplies. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. But here's what's exciting. It doesn't take a complete overhaul to change your life. You don't need to change everything today. You just need to change something. Start where you are, with what you have, right now. Decide I'll journal for 5 minutes every morning. I'll drink more water today than I did yesterday. I'll spend 15 minutes learning a new skill. I'll make one phone call that moves my business forward. That's it. Because those small efforts, they become habits, and habits create your future. Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines, practiced every day. Don't wait for the big moment. Don't wait for January 1st. Don't wait for the perfect time. Start stacking small wins today, because that's how you build momentum. That's how you rebuild confidence. That's how you reshape your identity. The key isn't in doing it all at once. The key is in doing a little every day and never quitting. Remember this, tiny hinges swing big doors, and simple disciplines create massive results. So if you want a different life, start with a different day. This day, and then do it again tomorrow, and the next day, and the next. You do that, and one day, you'll look back, and you won't recognize the person you used to be. Because you'll have grown, you'll have improved, you'll have changed. One small effort at a time. Let me tell you something. Sometimes to get what you really want in life, you've got to be a little crazy. Not reckless, not careless, not foolish, but a little crazy. The kind of crazy that says, I don't care what they think. I'm doing it anyway. The kind of crazy that believes in the impossible. The kind of crazy that dreams bigger than what's considered realistic. Because let me tell you, ordinary thinking produces ordinary results. But those who dare to think differently, they change everything. You want to build a life that most people only talk about? Then you've got to do what most people are not willing to do. You've got to stay up late, wake up early, invest in yourself, and say no to comfort. You've got to push when it's easier to rest. Speak up when it's safer to be quiet. Try again even when everyone else has already quit. That's a little crazy, isn't it? Well, good, because normal isn't working. Don't just get through the day. Get from the day. That means you squeeze every ounce of potential from each day you live. And people may laugh, people may talk. Let them. That's part of the price you pay. See, if you're going to rise above average, if you're going to live the life of your dreams, then you must stop acting like everyone else. Because average people don't chase greatness. They chase comfort. But you've got to be willing to look a little different. Let me ask you something. Do you want to fit in, or do you want to stand out? Do you want approval, or do you want success? Because rarely do those two walk hand in hand. You want to lose the weight. Start eating like no one around you does. You want to build wealth. Start saving and investing while others are spending. You want to build something great. Then stay home and grind while the world plays. That's what people call crazy. And you know what? They called the Wright brothers crazy. They called Edison crazy. They called every dreamer, every inventor, every builder crazy. Until their vision worked. Until their dreams became real. Until their crazy became history. Now, I'm not saying you need to be wild, but you do need to be relentless. You need to be obsessed. You need to be driven beyond logic. Because logic will tell you to settle, to stay safe, to stay small. But your heart knows what you're capable of. And your heart, it doesn't care about what's reasonable. It cares about what's possible. You can have more than you've got because you can become more than you are. So become it. Become that person. The one who dares, the one who dreams. The one who shows the world what's possible when someone decides, truly decides, to go all in. Now, here's the warning being, a little crazy is lonely at times. You'll be misunderstood. You'll be doubted. You'll be questioned. But that's okay, because once the results show up, they'll come asking how you did it. And all you'll say is, I was willing to do what others wouldn't. I was willing to look foolish. I was willing to believe when no one else did. That's what makes the difference. So go ahead, be bold, be relentless, be a little crazy, because on the other side of that is everything you've ever wanted. Success is not about doing 1,000 things at once. It's about doing the right things over and over again. The simple things. And let me tell you something important here. The key to success is not in complexity. It's in consistency. We often hear about the great things people have done, the huge accomplishments, the grand victories. But let's take a moment to look closer. Behind every one of those accomplishments is a long string of simple actions. What do you think makes a successful business? It's not just one grand idea. It's daily decisions, daily work, small, repeatable actions. What do you think makes a great relationship? It's not just one magical moment. It's years of little moments, a smile, a compliment, a simple thank you each day. What makes a person fit? It's not one intense workout. It's the consistency of showing up day after day. What makes a person wealthy? It's not one lucky break. It's saving a little, investing a little, building habits and letting time do its work. You see, life isn't about one grand gesture. It's about doing the simple things every single day. Success is the sum of small efforts, repeated day in and day out. And let me tell you the truth. It's easy to forget that. We live in a world that tells us to look for shortcuts, to hack success, to find the one big move that will change everything. But the truth is, there are no shortcuts. Success doesn't come in a quick fix. It's the result of the small things you do every day. You know, people often get excited about the big goals. They say, I want to make $1 million. I want to lose 50 pounds. I want to change my life. But here's the problem. Those big goals, they sound great. But without a focus on the small, simple steps, they'll remain dreams, not realities. Big goals are great, but they're just the destination. The real work is in the journey, the day-to-day steps. When you get out of bed in the morning, do you make your bed? Do you take time to prioritize your health? Do you practice gratitude? Do you dedicate time to your goals? These are the simple steps. And these steps, they are the foundation for greatness. The major key to your better future is you. No one is going to do this for you. No one is going to build your success except for you. And you can't rely on luck or timing or circumstances. You have to make the decision to show up every day. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to be a superhero. You don't need to have everything figured out. You just need to keep taking simple steps. You just need to keep doing the right thing over and over and over again. Because that's the difference between those who succeed and those who don't. You don't get extraordinary results from extraordinary effort. You get extraordinary results from consistent, small effort, Don't let the simplicity fool you. The simple things work. When you master the basics day after day, that's where success lies. And here's what's beautiful about it. You don't need to be the smartest person in the room. You don't need the most talent. You don't need to be the luckiest. You just need the discipline to keep doing the simple things consistently. The same actions, the same mindset, the same focus. When you do this, it's only a matter of time before you start seeing results. Real, tangible results. And remember, you don't need to make huge changes today. But if you commit to doing the simple things every day, you'll see those small changes add up. The compound effect is real, and it's powerful. The greatest gift you can give to yourself is the gift of consistency. Success doesn't require brilliance. It requires persistence. It requires focus. It requires the ability to show up when you don't feel like it. Here's a secret: you won't always feel like it. There will be days when you don't want to read the book. There will be days when you don't want to exercise. There will be days when you don't want to make the sales call. But you do it anyway. Because that's where growth happens. In the doing, in the repetition, in the consistency. So here's my challenge to you: start small. But start now, and don't stop. Don't stop when it's hard. Don't stop when it gets boring. Don't stop when no one is watching. Because the greatest rewards come from the simple things done over and over again. And one day, you'll look back and realize, you didn't just change your life, you became your dream. And there you have it. Success is not about one grand moment. It's about the decisions you make each day, the small efforts you put in over and over again. It's about becoming a little crazy and daring to dream big. And it's about the simple things you choose to do every single day. I want you to remember this: success is predictable. It's not a stroke of luck or a random chance. It's the result of your daily actions, your discipline, your commitment. It's doing the simple things over and over again with purpose and consistency. But here's the key: you've got to start. You've got to take that first step. It's never going to be perfect. There will be obstacles, setbacks, and failures along the way. But that's what makes the journey worth it. So the question is not, can you do it? The question is, will you commit to doing the simple things every day? Because if you do, if you push forward with purpose, persistence, and focus, you will not just change your life, you will create the life you've always dreamed of. The choice is yours. The power is in your hands. Now go out and make it happen. The best is yet to come. It's time to start your journey.